Who's the best player in the country?
To the media or me?
As you see it.
I feel like I'm the best player in the country.
Okay. Who's the second best player in the country?
Who?
Sorry, young lady. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody would be watching the WNBA. Additionally, for you, this is all about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is bringing the money to the game, the planes to the game, the TV viewership. The WNBA is on fire because of Caitlin Clark.
Angel Reese's WNBA preseason debut barely registered on the ratings radar. So quiet. Even the tumbleweeds tuned out. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark was smashing viewership records like she was headlining the Super Bowl of layups. How did Reese go? From Bayou Barbie to where'd everybody go? In the blink of a commercial break? Was it a dead remote? Or just a disappearing audience? Either way, this preseason dud might be the most entertaining case of collective silence in sports history. No one watched, but somehow everyone noticed.
Wait a minute. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I thought Angel Reese was responsible for elevating the WNBA dump. I thought Angel Reese was responsible for taking the dump and turning it into an unmonetizable turd. Now, to her credit, it is a nicely polished turd. It almost looks appealing. Almost. Of course, it's still not appealing enough to generate profit, but I guess the WNBA is taking baby steps. I mean, what's one more year of multi-million-dollar losses?
Angel Reese entered her WNBA preseason debut with the swagger of someone about to headline a Beyoncé concert, only to discover she was performing in an empty parking lot with one confused squirrel in the front row. That's right. The self-declared queen of college basketball stepped into the pros, only for the TV ratings to crash harder than a TikTok dance challenge at a retirement home.
We have the Wendy's 4-for-4 meal. I could get chicken nuggets, a junior bacon cheeseburger, value fries, and a drink, Sprite preferably if they don't have root beer. And I can get all that for more than what it would cost to get to a Chicago Sky vs Minnesota Lynx. This is crazy.
Let's paint the tragic picture. Angel Reese showed up with all the swagger and sparkle of someone expecting a red carpet, only to be met with deafening silence. If TV ratings had a basement, hers didn't just hit it. It started tunneling to the Earth's core. How bad was it? Her game had fewer viewers than a sock folding tutorial on YouTube. We're talking next-level invisibility. Even the Nielsen guy probably shrugged and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna skip this one."
I would not be talking about the Fever's attendance figures when it had been widely known Caitlin Clark was not going to play in that Fever game on Friday.
To be clear, Angel Reese thought she was storming into the WNBA like a hurricane. Big college name, bold persona, and more smack talk than a Real Housewives reunion. But when the cameras rolled, the public collectively hit snooze. This wasn't just low ratings, it was, wait, did this even air levels of Ghost Town?
Folks, it's over. Or it's close to it. If it's not over, it's close to it. I'm at that point where I think we are at a point of no return. I think we have hit a level where there are problems and they are starting to punch you right in the face.
Meanwhile, a few time zones over, Caitlin Clark was busy doing Caitlin Clark things. The Indiana Fever could have played their preseason game on Mars and still broken viewership records. While Clark lit up the scoreboard and the Nielsen boxes, Reese was probably checking her phone, wondering why not even her auntie tuned in.
I would personally say hands down Caitlin Clark is the best player to come through the WNBA. Hands down, not based on white privilege. I think based on her full athletic talent and the position that she's playing in the WNBA.
The difference? Clark played like she had something to prove. Reese acted like just showing up was enough to earn a crown. Newsflash. Primetime slots aren't handed out for participation. When fans tune into women's basketball, they're looking for, actual basketball. Maybe even a few points on the board. But Reese seemed more focused on the spotlight than the scoreboard. Sure, personality is part of the game, but it only works if you actually play the game. She came in like charisma could carry her to a win without needing to hit a jumper. Unfortunately, even influencers need a game plan for when the Wi-Fi cuts out. The irony? When the ratings dipped, Reese reportedly lost it. No surprise there. When your brand is built on noise, silence hits the hardest. She didn't just want an audience, she expected a full-on spectacle. Instead, she got the sound of crickets in HD.
You made some comments about Angel Reese.
Yeah.
You called her garbage compared to Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I love black people. Mwah, 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 mwah. But I think sometimes we do play the race card too much. This ain't racial. This is about sports. This is about athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at Caitlin Clark's game, who's very reminiscent of a Steph Curry based on her range and shooting the three, plus everything else she does. And then you look at Angel Reese, stop it. She just seems as uncoordinated as a baby giraffe. If you throw up 85 attempts, you're eventually going to get one or two. But the fact that you have to throw the ball up 85 times is fucking ridiculous.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark laced up and let her game speak for itself. No theatrics, no diva antics, no cryptic meltdowns on social media. Just logo range threes and record-breaking viewership. Clark played like someone who gets it. Fans tune in for basketball, not a fashion show with clanked free throws. To be fair, Angel Reese has talent. She can hoop, but not the kind that makes people rearrange their night to watch her flop on national TV. It's the age-old story. All hype. No delivery. Like teasing a Beyoncé drop and serving up a kazoo solo recorded in a bathroom. The WNBA probably hoped Reese would be a ratings magnet. Instead, they got a front-row seat to the perils of overselling and under-delivering. Picture dropping millions on a summer blockbuster, only to watch the lead miss her cues while the audience files out before the opening credits finish. That's what Angel's preseason debut felt like.
We weren't the only ones chomping at the bits, waiting to watch Caitlin Clark play. It seems like the rest of the country was waiting in suspense along with us. It seems as if the rest of the country was on the edge of their seats, waiting for Fever basketball, and how do I know? Numbers don't.
And it wasn't just the ratings. The energy was off, even on social media, Angel's usual stomping ground. The buzz was flatter than a diet soda left open overnight. No trending hashtags, no viral clips, just a heavy, awkward silence that whispered, maybe this wasn't it. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's highlights were spreading like wildfire, pure internet gold. SportsCenter, all over it. ESPN, obsessed. Even people who couldn't tell a free throw from a layup were watching her play and saying, I don't know who this is, but she's electric. It's rare to see an athlete break through into pop culture, but Caitlin's already made the leap. Reese, on the other hand, is still fumbling at the velvet rope. Let's talk priorities. While Caitlin's in the gym, grinding dropping points like it's a side hustle, the word is she didn't take the viewership drop well. Rumor has it, the WNBA showed her the numbers and she reacted like someone canceled her birthday. Mood. Swings, side eyes, maybe even a subtweet or two about real fans. Classic.
I thought Angel Reese was the star of stars, the icon of icons. That's what the mainstream media keeps telling me. Headline at Forbes from last month. How Angel Reese and Asia Wilson are leading the WNBA's growth.
And just like that, the Bayou Barbie hype train started to feel more like a kiddie ride at a rundown carnival. Angel Reese was supposed to be the face of a new WNBA era. Flashy, fearless, headline-worthy. Instead, she's fast becoming the cautionary tale of what happens when the branding outpaces the basketball. The irony? Reese can play. She's got potential. But being solid isn't enough when you're marketing yourself like a Grammy frontrunner and delivering JV energy. You can't bill yourself as the main event, then drop the ball while the crowd quietly files out. The sad part is, the fans did show up for her. They gave her a chance. She just didn't seize it. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark keeps climbing. Not because she's loud, but because she's must-watch TV. People don't want to hear about greatness. They want to see it. And yet, the WNBA keeps forcing Reese into the spotlight like a last-minute wedding crasher. hoping PR glitter will mask the lack of game day gold. But here's the truth. You can't fake relevance. Not when the scoreboard and the ratings are saying otherwise.
You've got a basketball player, you've got a celebrity that, or somebody that thinks she's a celebrity, that happens to be a basketball player. All right, but she's not celebrity enough to actually pack in the stands. And guys, there is some ugly numbers here.
You've got a basketball player, and then you've got someone who thinks she's a celebrity who happens to play basketball. Angel Reese might have the following, the flash, the nickname, but not enough pull to actually fill seats. And the numbers? Brutal. Of course, her diehard fans will chalk it up to jealousy, bias, or some grand anti-Angel conspiracy. Sure, that must be it. The entire country just randomly tuned out, for no reason. Definitely not because she played like she was saving energy for a TikTok shoot. Definitely not because the game had all the intensity of a lukewarm bath. No, it's obviously a plot. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here making basketball look like poetry in motion. She earns the spotlight. It's the same story in sports over and over. The loudest voices expect the most love, but the real legends don't need to shout. Their play does the talking, Caitlin whispered, and the whole country leaned in. Angel screamed through a megaphone, and still got silence. And let's not forget that priceless moment when Reese allegedly stormed out of a press event after being asked about the ratings. That's not star power, that's diva mode on full display. If you're getting paid like a pro, play like one. Or at the very least, answer questions like someone who understands the deal. TV ratings aren't personal. They're public performance reviews, with a camera and a broadcast license.
Caitlin Clark herself coming through in 19 minutes of play, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Caitlin Clark doing Caitlin Clark things.
So there's no excuse. Nobody watched that game between the Sky at LSU for Angel Reese's homecoming. Nobody watched.
To be fair, Reese could improve. Her game's not beyond saving. But if her answer is to turn up the volume instead of sharpening her skills, then brace yourself for another televised snooze fest. And let's be honest, even that squirrel from earlier probably won't stick around for Game 2. So here we are, Angel. Preseason scoreboard, Reese, 0. Caitlin Clark, hero. One got a standing ovation. The other walked away with a participation ribbon and a sad trombone. You can't fake what fans want. And clearly, they'd rather watch Clark drain threes than see Reese post selfies. It's not personal. It's basketball. Maybe Reese bounces back. Maybe she drops 30 next time and turns the narrative. But she better do it fast because Caitlin Clark isn't just ahead. She's sprinting. And there's only so much spotlight to go around. In sports, the stage isn't promised. You earn it. Every game, every time.